Hello friends, and a very good evening to everybody. Hope everyone's doing okay. As the Ket would say, Boylo ach the bees. Hey there friends, good evening. Today we're going to talk about the big question, the burning question on everyone's mind, the one that keeps everybody up at night, at least it keeps me up at night. What did the Xiongnu speak, or at least what language did a few of the Xiongnu speak? And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to discuss a little bit of this question, and maybe the answers will surprise us. So, first of all, I want to mention that this is not my own work. Definitely not. This is a summary of Alexander Vovin's brilliant 2002 paper. Alexander Vovin at the University of Hawaii, his brilliant 2002 paper, Did the Xiongnu Speak a Yeniseian Language? So all the credit goes to him. He references, in his paper, he references Georgi Starostin's 1995 reconstruction of the Proto-Yeniseian language, and also Edwin Pulleybank in 1962 proposed, he was the first one to propose the hypothesis that we're going to discuss today. So credit 100% goes to these guys, not to me. I'm just talking about it. So anyway, let's get started and learn a little bit about this fascinating Jie language. Before we do, let's talk about let's go over, we've talked a little in our earlier videos about who were the Jie, but I think it would be good to just have a bit of a refresher. The Jie were this, tribe, a small tribe of nomads in the Eurasian steppe, East Eurasian steppe, who swept down from the north as part of a larger Xiongnu confederation. So remember, the Jie were part of the Xiongnu confederation. They were one tribe in this larger group. And the Jie were so successful in their conquests, at least for a little while, that they set up their own Sinicized dynasty in northern China. The name of this dynasty was the later Zhao dynasty. And this dynasty ruled from 319 to 351. So again, Jie Zhao, I'm sorry this might be hard to remember because to an English speaker maybe it kind of sounds similar, but let's try to remember that Jie people belonged to the Xiongnu Confederation. They broke off and formed the later Zhao dynasty in northern China. So these guys rode down and basically set themselves up as the conquest dynasty, a pattern that would be repeated throughout Chinese history, even into the 20th century with the Manchu Qing dynasty that would fall in 1912. So these Jie are a very mysterious people. They're an anomaly of anomalies even within the larger mysterious Xiongnu group. We don't know much about them. We don't know much about the Xiongnu, but we really don't know much about the Jie. The Jie looked their physical appearance was very different from the Han Chinese people and even the other Xiongnu around them. And their language, good night, it was completely different entirely from anything else that we would have seen. Some of these Xiongnu and surrounding languages seemed a little Turkic-ish, and maybe Yuezhi seemed a little bit Indo-European-ish, but Jie was just something completely different. Now, these Jie had a very bad habit. Their bad habit was to depose and execute emperors who were not bloodthirsty psychopaths, and that's why the dynasty only lasted 3 decades probably. And this bad habit was, and remember, we talked about the kings of the later Zhao dynasty, or the emperors. We talked about the badass Shi Hu and the unfortunate, the kind-hearted but unfortunate Shi Hong, and the devious and evil psychopathic the badass Shi Le, and the kind-hearted, intelligent, but unfortunate Shi Hong, and the evil, psychopathic, devious Shi Hu. And we can look at that in some other videos. And you know, in those videos, I'm just a talking head. Here, I'm just a pair of hands next to a whiteboard. But at least now we have a whiteboard. I went all the way down to Walmart today to buy it. So yeah, we're moving up in life. Anyway, so this dynasty had the bad habit, and this did not ingratiate them to their Chinese subject. Is ingratiate the right word? It did not make their Chinese subjects. It did not endear them. There we go. It did not endear them to their Chinese subjects, their Chinese-speaking Han subjects, because they were not treated well under this dynasty. So in 351, after 3 decades of horrible treatment by the later Zhao, there was civil war in the land, and there was this terrible ancient genocide wherein every Jie person, even the ones who were not bloodthirsty psychopaths, was murdered in this huge ancient genocide, and this ancient bloodbath was so thorough and so complete that the mystery of who the Jie were will probably never really be solved. Even their language was wiped out. Even their language, all trace of their language was wiped out. Well, almost all trace of their language. So, there was one sentence, all but one single sentence of this forgotten and mystery-shrouded tongue survives. There's this one sentence surviving, and this one sentence may hold the key to unlocking the mystery of who the Jie were. And there was a Buddhist monk. For bloodthirsty psychopaths, the Jie rulers were actually very keen on Buddhism. And it was a Buddhist monk who said this, and it happened to get written down. So let's look at what this sentence was and if we can solve the mystery.